The Indiana Fever just made a game-changing move. Kelly Krauskopf, the architect of their 2012 championship team, is back as president. But can she build a winning squad around star player Caitlin Clark? Let's break down what this means for the Fever's future. Krauskopf's return to the Fever is nothing short of a blockbuster move. From 2000 to 2018, she led the franchise to new heights, drafting legend Tamika Catchings, building a winning team around her, and culminating in that unforgettable 2012 WNBA championship. Sound familiar? Now, she's back in the driver's seat, tasked with recreating that magic. But the court has changed since Krauskopf's last stint. The Fever have struggled in recent seasons prior to 2024, and the pressure to build a winning team around Caitlin Clark is immense. The rookie phenom has already electrified crowds, pushing attendance to historic levels. With an average of over 17,000 fans at home games, the Fever are leading the league in attendance. Krauskopf's leadership could be the key to transforming this surge in popularity into on-court success. The question on everyone's mind: can she construct a championship-caliber team around Clark and bring the trophy back to Indiana? Kelly Krauskopf's return to the Indiana Fever as president isn't just a blast from the past, it's a potential game-changer for the franchise's future. With her proven track record of building championship-caliber teams, all eyes are on Krauskopf's next moves. Will she overhaul the coaching staff, reshape the roster, or both? The decisions she makes in the coming weeks could make or break Indiana's championship aspirations. Krauskopf's first major decision likely revolves around the head coaching position. Christy Sides led the Fever back to the playoffs, but her coaching style has faced criticism, particularly regarding defensive strategies. The Fever's defense ranked second worst in the league, a glaring weakness that needs immediate attention. Another is Sides' rotation strategy, heavily relying on playing her stars for most of the game, not to mention her strategic ability to manage the flow of the game, whether it's smartly arguing with the referees, defending her players, or calling crucial timeouts to manage momentum. Krauskopf must weigh the pros and cons of retaining Sides versus bringing in a fresh perspective to shore up the team's coaching struggles. On the player personnel front, Krauskopf's experience as the WNBA's first director of basketball operations gives her a unique edge. She understands the intricacies of team building and has a keen eye for talent. The Fever's roster, while boasting stars like Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell, still has gaps to fill. One pressing need is an enforcer, a player who can bring toughness and defensive grit to the court. Krauskopf might scour the free agent market or explore trade options to find that missing piece. Additionally, securing a quality backup for Clark is crucial to maintain offensive firepower when the star player needs rest. Krauskopf's stint with the Indiana Pacers, where she helped construct a playoff-contending roster, bodes well for her ability to make impactful acquisitions. She has a proven ability to identify talent that fits a team's specific needs and culture. This skill will be invaluable as she looks to complement Clark's electrifying play with the right supporting cast. The upcoming free agency period presents both opportunities and challenges for Krauskopf. Retaining Kelsey Mitchell, who's set to hit the open market, should be a top priority. Mitchell's return would provide continuity and offensive firepower alongside Clark. However, Krauskopf must also consider potential upgrades at other positions to round out a championship-caliber roster. There's speculation that NaLyssa Smith might be on the trading block, given her diminishing role and performance. Not to mention the eye poke controversy from her girlfriend. Krauskopf will need to assess whether Smith fits into the team's long-term plans or if her trade value could bring in assets that better complement Clark and the core group. Krauskopf's return has energized the Fever fan base, and her words reflect her commitment to the franchise's future. The WNBA and the Fever have always been a part of me, and it is truly a privilege to be asked to return to lead this team at this unprecedented time of the growth in women's basketball, she stated, underscoring her dedication to building a winning culture in Indiana. As Krauskopf settles into her role, the basketball world eagerly anticipates her first major moves. Will she opt for a complete overhaul, or will she make targeted adjustments to fine-tune the existing framework? The answers to these questions could dramatically reshape the Fever's trajectory and Caitlin Clark's next season. While Krauskopf's moves could reshape the Fever's trajectory, one glaring issue demands immediate attention. The Fever's defense ranked second worst in the league last season, but could this weakness become their greatest strength? Krauskopf's history of building championship-caliber teams might hold the key to unlocking Indiana's defensive potential. The numbers don't lie. Indiana's defensive struggles were a major roadblock to their success in the previous season. With the second worst defensive rating in the league, Opponents found it all too easy to score, especially from beyond the arc. This glaring weakness not only put immense pressure on the offense, but games ended up becoming shootouts. And when the Fever struggled with their stroke, they'd end up losing the game. Her previous success in building a formidable roster around Tamika Catchings showcased her ability to create effective defensive strategies. Now, she faces a similar challenge with Clark as the centerpiece. To bolster the Fever's defense, Krauskopf might look to acquire players with strong defensive skills through free agency or trades. She'll be on the hunt for athletes who can contribute to a defensive identity, players who can protect the rim, close out on shooters, and create turnovers. How about French Olympic superstar and defensive ace Gabby Williams, who is a free agent from the Seattle Storm? Or how about Phoenix Mercury wing Sophie Cunningham? A bit of a long shot, but maybe she can swing a deal for WNBA Defensive Player of the Year, Minnesota Lynx's Napheesa Collier. Improving the defense isn't just about stopping opponents. It's about creating a system that complements Clark's offensive brilliance. With a stronger defensive unit, Clark won't have to shoulder the burden of outscoring opponents every night. This could allow her to conserve energy, reduce the risk of burnout, and potentially elevate her game even further. Krauskopf's defensive overhaul might also include a change in coaching philosophy. The criticism faced by Christy Sides regarding her defensive strategies can't be ignored. Krauskopf may consider bringing in a defensive specialist to the coaching staff, or even exploring options for a new head coach with a proven track record of defensive success. It's not just about talent, it's about implementing a system that works in high-pressure situations. Krauskopf's experience in building playoff-ready teams will be invaluable in addressing this issue. As Krauskopf begins to implement her vision, fans can expect to see a shift in the team's identity. The Fever may start to pride themselves on their defensive tenacity, much like the championship team of 2012. This could mean more emphasis on team defense, better communication on the court, and a renewed focus on fundamentals like boxing out and contesting shots. The transformation won't happen overnight, but Krauskopf's track record suggests she has the patience and vision to see it through. She understands that building a championship-caliber defense is a process that requires the right personnel, coaching, and system. As Krauskopf assembles her defensive pieces, a pressing question emerges. Can she construct the perfect supporting cast for Caitlin Clark? The answer may lie in a surprising mix of familiar faces and unexpected additions. The Fever's roster is primed for a shakeup, and some fan favorites might find themselves on the trading block. At the core of Indiana's future stands a Fab Four of talent: Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and Lexi Hull. Clark's electric playmaking ability and long-range shooting have already captivated fans. Boston, the former 2023 #1 overall pick, brings interior presence and rebounding prowess. Mitchell's ability to find the bucket provides instant offense and pressure on the defense. Hull's scrappy defense and red-hot three-point shot round out this promising foundation. But the fate of the team hangs in the balance. Kelsey Mitchell, the Fever's leading scorer last season with 19.2 points per game, is set to become a free agent. Her offensive firepower perfectly complements Clark's game, creating a backcourt duo that can light up the scoreboard. Krauskopf faces a critical decision. Will she open the checkbook to retain Mitchell, or allocate those resources elsewhere to grab another star player? Meanwhile, NaLyssa Smith's name has surfaced in trade rumors. Despite starting 37 games last season, her role diminished as the year progressed. Smith's averages of 10.6 points and 7.1 rebounds per game are solid, but her lack of three-point range limits her fit in a modern offense built around Clark's playmaking. Could Krauskopf flip Smith for a player who better suits the team's needs? And let's talk about Erica Wheeler. As the highest-paid player in the roster with a contract of more than $400,000, is she really well-suited being the team's #1 cheerleader riding the bench? Whenever she comes in for Clark, the game slows down. Should she be flipped for a better veteran presence that can complement the starting five and a good backup for Clark? The Fever's playoff appearance this season exposed a glaring weakness: a lack of veteran leadership. Facing the battle-tested Connecticut Sun, Indiana's youth and inexperience were on full display. Krauskopf understands the value of seasoned players who can steady the ship in crucial moments. Look for her to target free agents with playoff pedigrees who can mentor the young core. With a huge amount in cap space, Krauskopf has the financial flexibility to reshape the roster. Her priority will be finding players who thrive off Clark's brilliant passing and can anchor the defense. Shooters who can space the floor and defenders who can lock down opponents' top scorers will be at the top of her wish list. Imagine a dream lineup Krauskopf could assemble. Clark running the point, flanked by Mitchell's scoring punch and a pesky Hull on the wing. Boston anchoring the paint with a stretch four who can knock down threes and switch on defense. This balanced attack would keep defenses guessing and give Clark the supporting cast she needs to thrive. But roster construction is just one piece of the puzzle. Krauskopf must also consider the coaching staff's ability to maximize this talent. While Christie Sides led the team back to the playoffs, her defensive schemes and in-game management drew criticism. Will Krauskopf stick with Sides, bring in new assistants to shore up weaknesses, or make a bold move for a new head coach entirely? The Fever's transformation won't happen overnight. Krauskopf's experience building the 2012 championship team taught her the value of patience and calculated moves. She'll likely take a measured approach, making strategic additions while developing the young core. As the offseason unfolds, every move Krauskopf makes will be scrutinized. Fans will debate potential trades, free agent signings, and coaching decisions. The pressure to build a contender around Clark is immense, but Krauskopf has thrived in high-stakes situations before. Kelly Krauskopf's return as president of the Indiana Fever marks a pivotal moment for the franchise. Her proven track record of building championship-caliber teams, combined with Caitlin Clark's electrifying talent, sets the stage for an exciting new chapter in Fever history. Krauskopf's experience and strategic vision offer hope for addressing the team's defensive struggles and rounding out a roster capable of competing at the highest level. Her unique perspective, gained from her time with both the Fever and the Pacers, positions her to make impactful decisions in free agency and potential trades. As Krauskopf steps back into her role, the energy surrounding the Fever is palpable. Fans are eager to see how she'll leverage Clark's star power and build a team that can once again contend for WNBA glory. With Krauskopf at the helm, the Fever's journey back to championship contention has officially begun. What changes do you think needs to be made? Let us know in the comments.